Well, many of Afghanistan's growing number of destitute people are making desperate decisions as their nation spirals into poverty, with some even taking the drastic measure of selling their vital organs. Here's more.
In the western province of Herat, people in dire need of money have taken to risking their lives by selling their kidneys. The aid-dependent country's economy was already teetering when the Taliban seized power in mid-August amid a chaotic withdrawal of U.S. and NATO troops. The international community froze Afghanistan's assets abroad and halted all funding, unwilling to work with the Taliban government, given its reputation for brutality during its previous rule 20 years ago. The consequences have been devastating for a country battered by 4 decades of war, with a lack of jobs and increasing economic challenges hitting the most vulnerable members of society hardest. Urologist and kidney transplant surgeon Dr. Nasir Ahmad said he has carried out 85 kidney transplant operations in 2021.
حدوداً 99% کسایی که کلیه خود به فروش میرسونن مشکلات اقتصادی مردم است که از مشکلات ایران میبرن کلیه خود به فروش میرسونن. تعداد 1% کسایی هستند که با اقوام اقارب نزدیک خود میتونن کلیه هدیه میکنن.
He says with the mutual consent of a kidney donor and buyer, a complete kidney transplant operation costs around 600,000 Afghanis, or around $6,000 to 800,000 Afghanis, or around $8,000. Ahmad adds that many of the people selling their kidneys are the most vulnerable, struggling to feed their families. Most of the donors who come forward to sell their kidneys come from poor families affected by the devastating economic crisis in Afghanistan, and they are not aware of the dangers that losing a kidney could bring. Internal medicine specialist Dr. Ahmad Shekaib said that while people may get short-term economic gain from selling their organs, they are risking their lives.
اکثریت کسایی که بنابر فقر اقتصادی کلیه‌های خود را اهدا می‌کنه متاسفانه سالهای بعد پس به عدم کفایه مزمن کلیه دچار می‌شود. در افغانستان فرهنگ اهدای کلیه متاسفانه تا حال کدام پیشرفت خاصی نداشته. کلیه‌ها به شکل فروشی از یک شخصی که خودش خواهان است بنابر مشکلات اقتصادی به یک شخص دونر.
In Kurusabad village in the Kosan district of Herat province, 40-year-old Ghulam Hazrat sold his kidney for 230,000 Afghanis, or around $2,300 a month ago, to both feed his family and pay for a failed trip to illegally enter Iran in search of a job. A month after the Taliban returned to power, Hazrat borrowed 20,000 Afghanis, or $200, and paid a smuggler to get him to Iran, where he hoped to find a job, but he was arrested and deported back to Afghanistan by Iranian authorities. Upon his return, he felt he had no other option but to sell his kidney to make ends meet for his family. The doctor prescribed him a year's rest to recover from the operation and said to avoid doing any heavy work. But Hazrat is not sure what he will do when the money he got for his kidney is gone. Kurusabad village elder Mir Ahmad said the current situation and the crisis in the country is pushing ordinary Afghans to extremes to survive.
اکثریت هم مجبوری میرن ترس جان خود که میرن که برای کار غریبی فقیرا میرن اینا هم بدبخته هم پس گرفته میشن میان دیگه اینجا میان قصدار پریشان مجبورن نمیخواستی هرچی که میشه یا گردی خوب بفروشن یا پول ندارن مجبورن فرش خانه خوب بفروشن سامان خانه خوب بفروشن لقمه نان به بچی خوب پیدا کنن دستی که خیلی تنگ شد بچی خدا میفروشه.
While the United Nations this week announced a $5 billion appeal to help both Afghanistan and its neighboring countries, much of it intended to pay for essential workers and humanitarian efforts, ordinary Afghans are surrounded with harsh challenges.